To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend.
The problems that people have with me, they aren't my problems. So the idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem. And
some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that.
Good or bad. My frustration with Cat Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Cat was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios...
How was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
Kevin Hart might look like he's living the dream. Hollywood's top comedian, always flashing that big smile and posting those over the top workout videos. But folks, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than you'd think. Now, Shannon Sharpe has found himself right in the middle of this storm. And let me tell you, this isn't your run-of-the-mill celebrity gossip. We're talking about a total career shakeup. Shannon just lost a $100 million deal. He's tangled up in one of the year's nastiest lawsuits. And to make matters worse, he's facing some pretty shocking accusations from a 19-year-old OnlyFans model. It's a mess. But here's where things get interesting. Cat Williams jumps in and turns everything upside down. He didn't hold back, calling out Kevin Hart and saying out loud what a lot of folks have only been whispering. According to Cat, this wasn't just bad luck for Shannon, it was all part of a setup. And the more you hear Cat talk, the more it starts to make sense. He and Kevin have had beef for a while now, and it looks like things are finally coming to a head.
10 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here.
And now, it's starting to look like there's more to this than just jokes and a little rivalry. Seems like every time Kevin Hart's career takes off, another black entertainer in the business somehow gets sidelined.
We heard of a comedian that came to LA, and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading. No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. I told you he wasn't gonna wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and then he put it on. And what did he say after he wore it? I made my own decision. Duh. But you didn't make it before they brought it up, did you?
Makes you think, doesn't it? Kevin Hart's got that $1 million smile and a comedy empire to match. But what if, behind all those laughs, he's been quietly pushing other folks out of the spotlight? Maybe that charm is just a front for something a lot colder. Cat Williams has been calling him out for years. He hasn't exactly been quiet about it. And now, it seems like people are finally starting to pay attention.
In the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you wouldn't do, for...
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. For me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning.
You said no to that.
There's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. This drama didn't just start with that Club Shay Shay interview. That was just the tipping point. The real tension between Cat Williams and Kevin Hart has been simmering for years. Back in the early 2000s, Cat was on top. He was everywhere and Hollywood wanted him. Then, out of the blue, the roles he was up for started disappearing, and guess who started landing those gigs? Kevin Hart.
I have a little resentment towards you because you beating a team, right? Or certain fan base is going to feel a certain type of way, and I felt that the better the player, the more vitriol and hate he's going to get from opposing fans. I got that. But in this situation, I can honestly say I did not expect the level of vitriol and the suddenness. That's what really got me.
Cat Williams still insists Kevin didn't work his way up. He was put there. Let's be real, Kevin's big break was Soul Plane, and that movie bombed. For most folks, that would have ended their career. But Kevin, he started landing TV deals, movie roles, and became Hollywood's go-to guy for big brands and family-friendly comedies.
Is 9-year-old Oscar nominee Kevin Wallace.
Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming.
So here's where things really take a turn. While Cat Williams was getting labeled as unstable and out of control, he says it wasn't a meltdown, it was a setup. And if you look closely, every time Cat's career hit a snag, Kevin Hart seemed to be right there, moving up. That's not just bad luck, it's a pattern. Then came the whole wigs and dresses phase in black comedy. Remember when Kevin Hart said he'd never wear a dress on TV? Well, he did exactly that on SNL. Full costume, no hesitation. Meanwhile, Dave Chappelle had already gone viral for saying he walked away from Hollywood because he refused to be made the punchline for studio execs. Now, folks are asking, was Kevin just playing the game? Or was he part of something bigger? This isn't just about comedy beef anymore. It looks like a strategy. When Kevin put on that dress, Cat saw it as proof this wasn't just about being funny, it was about following the playbook. Cat says he lost out on big roles because he wouldn't cross certain lines, like filming a degrading scene in Friday After Next. He stood his ground and got blacklisted. Kevin, on the other hand, took those roles and landed the next wave of deals. Fast forward to 2024, Cat goes on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe and blows up the internet. The interview goes viral and Cat doesn't hold back on Kevin. Everyone expected Kevin to fire back, but he stayed quiet at first. Then, a few weeks later, Kevin shows up on an NBA broadcast, making weird jokes that fans quickly realized were aimed at Cat. But here's the wild part: Shannon Sharpe, who just hosted Cat, suddenly finds his world falling apart. Brand deals vanish, interviews get canceled, and then, out of nowhere, a $50 million lawsuit drops from a 19-year-old OnlyFans model, Gabriela Zuniga, accusing Shannon of some really serious stuff. What's crazier is that during the interview, Cat actually warned Shannon he might be next. And sure enough, everything started unraveling. People online are saying this feels less like coincidence and more like a setup. Gabriela's lawsuit came with receipts, screenshots, messages, audio clips, and just as Shannon trying to defend himself, rumors started swirling about Gabriela's connections to a powerful Hollywood family with ties to big names like Kevin Hart. Now, the internet's buzzing. Was this all a carefully planned takedown to stop Shannon right as he was about to sign a huge media deal? The timing's just too perfect. This isn't just drama anymore. It's starting to look like a full-on Hollywood power play.
Orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly.
Gabriela even released a voice memo of Shannon making some pretty unsettling comments. At this point, it's feeling less like a scandal and more like a full-on takedown. Things really escalated when Shannon's own lawyer admitted he'd offered Gabriela $10 million to settle the lawsuit quietly. Now, that doesn't automatically mean he's guilty, but it sure looks like he's scrambling, and that's all folks online needed to run wild with the story. Suddenly, Shannon's reputation is in free fall. His name's trending for all the wrong reasons, and social media isn't letting up. That's when people started looking at Kevin Hart, wondering if he might be pulling strings behind the scenes. Let's face it, Kevin's got connections everywhere. Studios, networks, streaming platforms, you name it. He's Hollywood's golden boy, hosting the People's Choice Awards, doing tequila ads with The Rock, always in the spotlight. If Kevin even hinted that Shannon was bad news, that could be enough to get him blacklisted overnight. And the motive? Well, that Club Shay Shay episode didn't just go viral, it blew up in Kevin's face. Cat Williams called him out as a sellout and accused him of being in Hollywood's pocket, while Shannon just sat there, smiling and letting it happen. So when the backlash hit, a lot of folks wondered if Kevin was getting some payback. But Shannon didn't just sit back, he fired right back.
If you say that one more time, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be.
Yes, you do. I don't think you.
Shannon denied everything and then turned the tables, calling out Tony Busby, the lawyer leading Gabriela's case. If that name rings a bell, It's because Busby's the same guy who's gone after Diddy and Jay-Z. Shannon claimed Busby has a track record of targeting powerful black men and using the media to spin the story. He didn't hold back, just called him out, plain and simple. That's when things really heated up, but honestly, the damage was already done. Sponsors disappeared, his $100 million media deal is hanging by a thread, and Kevin Hart still hasn't said a word. No tweets, no interviews, not even a sly Instagram post, just radio silence. But let's take a step back. This isn't just about Kevin and Shannon anymore. There's a pattern here. First it was Cat Williams, then Monique, and now Shannon Sharpe. Every time someone gives these voices a platform, the backlash isn't far behind.
Fact about the New York Knicks, I don't know if you guys know this, but Cat Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks, and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
You could do that. You didn't know you could do that.
The first person ever did.
Oh, they gave him a 30-day policy.
He bought them for 15 days.
And returned them.
Yeah. So another fun fact about the New York Knicks.
He made the team.
He played.
He played. Oh, he played.
He played with the Knicks. He played with them.
We know he's fast. They say he's fast.
Yeah,
he run
one of the fastest.
3.9. Oh, yeah.
What you say?
3.9. He figured out how to play basketball from reading all them books.
3,000 of them.
3,000 a year.
A year.
That's
Shannon brought Cat Williams on his show, then sat down with Monique, and now he's neck deep in controversy. His deals are drying up, and folks are starting to wonder if he's about to become the next black celebrity taken down and used as a cautionary tale. Meanwhile, Kevin Hart just keeps moving up, untouched. People are starting to say it outright. Kevin's success always seems to come when others get pushed out. Whether he's pulling the strings or just playing it safe while others take the fall, the outcome's the same: Kevin stays on top and everyone else gets sidelined. So here's the real question: is Shannon being punished just for giving a platform to voices like Kat and Monique? Or did he hand the industry the ammo by living recklessly and letting his problems pile up? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stick around, because what's happening behind the scenes is way bigger than what we're seeing on the surface.